In the 5th or 6th century BC, Hanno the Navigator expanded the world's knowledge with his daring voyages to lands outside the gates of Hercules. Originally from Carthage, Hanno embarked on a series of expeditions that led him to find new lands where he met people who were unknown to the Old World. Hanno the Navigator came from the illustrious city-state of Carthage, a thriving hub of commerce and maritime activity situated in present-day Tunisia. Born into a society renowned for its seafaring capabilities and mercantile prowess, Hanno was destined to inherit the mantle of exploration and navigation that was a hallmark of Carthaginian identity. The exact details of his early life are lost to history, but it is likely that he belonged to a prominent family, given the significance and scale of his later expeditions. Carthage, during Hanno's time, was at the zenith of its power, with its influence extending across the Mediterranean. The city was famed for its advanced shipbuilding techniques, navigational knowledge, and a network of trade routes that connected various civilizations. Growing up in such an environment, Hanno would have been immersed in a culture that valued maritime exploration and the pursuit of trade opportunities. The city's strategic location and its rivalry with other Mediterranean powers, such as Greece and Rome, further underscored the importance of naval expeditions in securing resources and establishing dominance. From a young age, Hanno would have been exposed to the tales of daring sailors and the allure of distant lands. The education and training he received were likely focused on cultivating the skills necessary for navigation, leadership, and diplomacy. These formative experiences played a crucial role in shaping Hanno's character and ambitions, preparing him for the challenges and responsibilities he would face as a navigator and explorer. As Hanno transitioned into adulthood, the call of the sea and the promise of discovery beckoned him. The Periplus of Hannon is a logbook written by the Carthaginian explorer and admiral Hanno in the first half of the 6th century BCE. It's one of the earliest surviving accounts of ancient exploration written by the explorer himself. The original version was written in Punic, but the only surviving version is a Greek translation that's abridged and contains errors. This account tells of 30 ships and 60,000 people that were involved with explorations out of Carthage. Hanno, the Navigator, is known to the modern world because he is mentioned in a partial manuscript from a Greek translation of the Periplus. The original script of Hanno's log was in Punic and is lost. We only have Greek and Roman translations. The translations are thousands of years old, coming from a time after the burning and the destruction of Carthage and her libraries. We lost so much because of the Roman fires. From Periplus Hanno, partial log, we can determine that 1. The Carthaginians had in the mid-6th century the largest number of ships and the best naval technology in the Old World. 2. The Carthaginian ships were on the western shore of Morocco and took their ships down the west coast of Africa to Cameroon. And 3. The Periplus Greek translation of the Punic document was made in the 5th century. The Greek translation is abridged and is only 101 lines long. While it contains contradictions and obvious errors, it is derived from an original Carthaginian text. The Periplus survived as the nearest we have to a specimen of Carthaginian literature and one of the few extant accounts of ancient exploration penned by Hanno himself. Probably in 5th century before Christ, the text of the Periplus was translated into Greek. Over centuries, the translations were copied several times by Greek and Greek-speaking Roman clerks. 2 copies remain extant, dating to the 9th and 14th centuries of our modern calendar. Conrad Gessner produced the first Latin translation of the text that was printed in Zurich, Switzerland, in AD 1559. Hanno the Navigator was a real person and was one of the best seamen in the ancient world. We only have one piece of writing of the many trips that Hanno took when Carthage was at the height of her sea power. The intersection of the lives of Hanno and Mulek would have been in Carthage when Mulek had reached his adult age in the mid-6th century. Mulek had the money because he was the Prince of Judah. Mulek wanted to get away from the Babylonians, and Hanno had the ships and seafaring navigation to take Mulek and his people to America after Mulek had become an adult on Jerba Island in Tunisia.